Welcome back. We are joined now with a former congressman from Georgia, Mr. Doug Collins. So good to see you.
It's good to see you as well. Everything all going this morning?
Yes, everything's going great. Busy morning so far, but that's what CPAC is all about. How's it looking for you here so far?
It's been good. I mean, it's good to see people get together. This is always a neat place. I will have to say I always have a little bit of fear when I came back into this place. First time since I've been back here since 2020. When I was one of the first exposed to COVID out of CPAC.
Oh, my goodness.
I was one of the first congressmen actually to have to quarantine because we didn't know what it was back then.
Right,
yeah. Wild. But yeah, in this room, so it's pretty wild.
Oh, my goodness. Well, we're glad that you're back. Yes, we're glad you're back. Let's talk about the election outlook. You know, we have the South Carolina primary tomorrow. So far, so good for President Trump. He has won every state so far. What does the outlook look like for you?
Well, I think the outlook right now is this is over. Okay, and the only person that just not got the memo is the donors to Nikki Haley. The problem I have right now, I don't mind anybody running for president, as long as you're saying what you're wanting to do, how you're wanting to do it, and, you know, yeah, this is how I'm different from my opponent. The problem with Nikki Haley is that she's went from running for president to actually attacking Donald Trump. She's become a Democrat surrogate for Joe Biden. In a sense, it may be unintentionally, but she's doing it because everything she says attacking Donald Trump is going straight to the Biden website. And you're going to see that in the fall in 30-second ads from super PACs and everything else affecting Senate races, governor races, and the presidential race coming out of Nikki Haley's mouth saying these things about Donald Trump.
What is she doing?
I think, you know, I had somebody else say she's leaving it all on the table, she's doing all this stuff, and I'm like, okay, you're not leaving anything on the table at this point. She has become convinced, and this is the sad part about it. I'm going to say the silent part out loud. She believes Donald Trump will not be on the ballot.
Right. That's the only thing that we can think of.
It is. And her people are telling her this with these cases and everything else. And if you stay in, you'll be the nominee. I got news for them. If something were to happen to Donald Trump on the ballot and we have to go to sort of a mixed convention or everything, there'll be Republicans who wasn't even running for president who all of a sudden will put their hat in the ring for Republican president. And even DeSantis coming back and some of the others. It's not anywhere a guarantee just because she outlasts everybody else that she will be the nominee. And I think she thinks that. She's sadly mistaken.
She is, because she has a lot of people upset with her right now.
Very much so.
Okay, let's talk about you from Georgia. A lot going on in Georgia when it comes to court cases. Let's talk about what's going on with Fonnie Willis. What a mess.
And it got worse last week. And I think here's the interesting part. I think that the judge, and you have to give the judge credit for actually doing a hearing on it, because the judge could have just sort of dismissed this and said, okay, I've read this. It really is not pejorative. I don't see there's a problem here. And so in looking at it, when he had the hearing, I'm beginning to believe now he thought it would all work itself out in the hearing. Well, it didn't work itself out in the hearing. In fact, it got worse in some ways. And so now it's, instead of it working itself out, which I commend him doing, it's now, oh Lord, I've got to actually decide this. So it's going to be interesting today. Today's Friday. They're having an in-camera hearing, which means it's away from the cameras. It's in private with the judge. We're going to see what actually happens. He's going to then have to come back out and make a decision. I'll be honest, I'm not sure what, I would think it would take them both out. If you take one out, then why would you not take both out?
Right.
But if you take both out, you're opening yourself up. It's going to be an interesting day.
And that's really one of the main topics people have discussed already this morning. They're watching what's going on in Georgia today because they know that hearing is taking place. So Right Side Broadcasting Network, we will be following that case closely as we have been doing. But you know, in my opinion, Mr. Collins, definitely some lying going on the stand. I watched the entire thing.
Well, it's interesting when you had the DA, Fonnie, when she actually said that one person's witness can prove the truth. Okay, then you just said that your former roommate, your former person you rented from, she said that y'all were having a romantic relationship. Did she just prove truth?
Right.
Or is your truth more truth than hers?
Right.
It's the Orwellian kind of thing going on here.
Oh yeah, the math isn't adding up in their testimonies at all. So it's going to be interesting to see how the judge rules in that case. And again, we'll be following that closely. Anything else you want to tell the people watching right now? You know, primaries are coming up. Super Tuesday's coming up. So it's important to get out and vote.
Well, and this is the dry run, folks. You got to understand, this is important. Joe Biden will not be beat simply because Joe Biden is inept and he doesn't remember where he's at. He can legitimately win. He can win this race because there's enough people who will vote for him because they like the Democratic trough that is out there. So people have got to get out, and I think the primaries are a great point to start registering voters, getting people out there. And let me just say this, folks, if you're out there and it's legal, do it. If it's legal to vote, if it's legal to vote early, it's legal to take people to the polls, if it's legal to to help get ballots out, go do it. If it's legal, why are we not doing it and the other side is?
Absolutely. Mr. Collins, Doug Collins from the great state of Georgia. So good to see you today.
See you as well.
And we'll see you around. And we'll see you right back here on Right Side Broadcasting Network.